Hey guys, so today we're talking about the stomach bug and how awful it is. Seriously, we call it the plague in our house. And I remember last time, well, I think we got it here in Pennsylvania once last year. And before that, when we were in Texas, our kids got it, and it was like off and on for like 2 weeks. It was crazy. So I want to share with you some of the things that we do before flu, during flu, and after that have really worked well for our family in managing those symptoms and being more comfortable and making sure that things don't escalate and get worse quickly, especially when it comes to little kids. Little kids can get dehydrated very easily. And so, like I said, these things have worked for our kids. They have also worked for us. Sometimes even, keeping us from puking altogether, and, maybe just coming down with a headache and that's it. So it really does work, and we can attest to it. And I can tell you that the stomach bug is probably one of my least favorite illnesses that are super common in families, especially with those with little kids. So first and foremost, one of the things, like I just said, hydration is really key. But even before that, one of the things that we do, what did I do with it? Here it is. One of the things that we do every day, and this really helps to just have a strong immune system, because good gut health helps us to improve our immune system. So one thing we do is Optiflora probiotic. This is included in the Vitalizer strip. And we also give these to our kids every day. They're tiny, tiny, tiny little pearl, like maybe that big. And this really helps to just have good gut bacteria so that when we are faced with bugs, our bodies know what to do and they can fight it off. But a little tip, one of the things that we do anytime we feel an illness coming on, especially when it's the stomach bug, and mostly with Zach and I, we've done this with the kids before too, but they don't always like to swallow as many things as we can. But we will take a lot of probiotics at one time, almost like sending reinforcements to our gut. And I remember we did this once. It was December when we were getting ready to move to Texas. We were selling our house, and we all started coming down with the stomach bug. And I remember I took a bunch of this. I took a bunch of probiotics. I took Vitalized Immunity, the little fizzy thing you drop in your drink. And I got through it with just a headache. And I don't even think Emma got sick. It was just Gabe and Holly, and I think Zach got sick once, and immediately after he got sick and he could stomach something, I had him take some of these and Vitalized Immunity, and so that was the extent of his as well. So it really does work, and it really does help. So probiotics, these are really key. Good gut health, good immunity. So then the next thing is, like I said, hydration. So it has a little bit different look now. It still is performance, all the same ingredients. It just has a little bit different look since August when they released the new product lines. And not necessarily new, but they released some new products in those. So this is like your natural healthy version of Gatorade or Pedialyte or whatever it is that your go-to for hydrating yourself and your children. And what I love about this is you can do a lot of different things with it. So yeah, of course you can make a drink out of it because it's a powder, but you can also make popsicles out of it. You could even do it almost like a candy where your kids dip their finger in the powder and just eat it. Anything to get those electrolytes replenished in their body. A lot of times with little kids, even just having a stomach bug, they get dehydrated so quickly that it really does escalate, and they sometimes need to go to the hospital to get fluids. So this is really going to help combat that and help you and your kids to stay hydrated. And it tastes good. It comes in orange and lemon lime. Our kids love it. Like I said, those popsicles are a great idea, for kids to stay hydrated because they're fun. Kids love popsicles. And that's something that's easier to stomach when we are sick and not feeling so great. So great option to have on hand during the flu. And then especially after, and keeping fluids in you. And then the other thing, and this is interesting. A lot of people are like, wait, what? Why would I take that when I'm sick? So we know stomach bug is vomiting, but it's also the other end as well for the most part. And I'll be honest, most of the time when I get it, that's the part that I get and not necessarily the puking, which I don't know which is worse, to be honest. But so one tip that you probably don't know is taking Herblax when you have diarrhea or loose stools. I know it sounds totally conflicting, like why would I take that if, you know, if it's it's a stool softener, right? Well, what it does is it helps your gut to readjust whether it's too firm or too soft. And we just tried this in our house recently, and it worked really, really well. So that's just a little tip for you. The dosage is 4 tablets, but it is powerful. So usually for adults, I recommend starting with 2 or 3, and for kids, like quarter of a tablet, half a tablet, depending on their age and size. And then you can readjust from there. So it's really good, and it helps your guts to get back to the way that they're supposed to be functioning, and it really does help. I know it sounds weird, but it really, really does help. So that's Herblax. And then the other thing that we use and love is Stomach Soothing Complex. This has ginger in it. It has peppermint, anise, and fennel. And so, I mean, and I can even smell it through the bottle. It's pretty strong, but the cool thing is, because like kids, they're not going to be able to swallow it for the most part, because I mean it's a pretty big little tablet here, but in chewing it is not so tasty. I have, like, sometimes, you know, especially in the beginning of my pregnancy when I was really nauseous, especially in the car, I would suck on these. Again, not the tastiest, but it helps and it's super soothing. But one thing you can do is make a tea out of it. So boil up some really hot water and dissolve the tablets in there, and then obviously let it cool before you give it to kids. And this is a really great option for them, just to calm the nausea and, you know, to do as much as you possibly can. I know when our kids are sick, and especially with nausea, there's not a lot that we can do, but the little things that we can, this is really helpful. Like I said, even for me, just for motion sickness in the car or airplanes or whatever, huge lifesaver. So that's one thing. Okay, so let's talk about cleanup. This is where the stomach bug is just the worst. I don't struggle with anxiety except for when it comes to anybody puking. I don't know what it is about people puking. Anybody, my kids, anybody. But like, it totally sets me on edge and freaks me out and just makes me an insane person. Mostly because I don't like the messes. I am one of those that I will run a mile to find the nearest toilet if I have to, rather than puking on myself, the floor, or whatever. That's totally just me, and then I expect everyone else to do that, but, well, when we have kids, that's not always the case. We've had several cases of Gabe just sitting up in his bed and puking on his pillow. Well, he's a kid, okay? What are you gonna do, right? So there's the smell to deal with, there's the mess, and then there's the germs and bacteria that we want to kill. I used to be a go-to bleach person, and I'll be honest, the fumes probably killed a lot of my brain cells for a long time. And so what I've found is a natural alternative that actually works better than Lysol and bleach. And it does kill nasty things like norovirus and everything else that we don't want in our houses. So it comes in a concentrate form, where you can mix it with water in a spray bottle, and there's different solutions based on the things that you're trying to kill. And the great thing is this kills bacteria, so it also kills odors. So especially, it kills odors. So when you're washing sheets and towels and all that stuff, this is a great thing, you know, just to throw a little bit in with your clothes, especially with urine. It really helps to get pee smell out. We use this on our carpet sometimes if our kids have accidents, and thankfully they don't really anymore, but they used to, especially for like in their beds at night if they have an accident. This is great. But it is also great during the flu because it's going to kill all that nasty bacteria and germs. And I turn into a crazy person, and I go around spraying this on all the doorknobs and light switches and remotes and all around the bathroom, and I kill everything. And it really does work. And it actually lasts longer with the killing power on surfaces than Lysol and bleach. So very, very cool that way. And then, because we don't always want to be mixing solutions in the midst of chaos and grossness, There is a wipe version. How awesome is that? So we always have these on hand. We actually use them usually like all the time to clean our bathrooms. But we especially use these on everything when there are germs that are trying to ravage our house and we say no. So we bust out the germ off wipes. These are disinfecting and they're fragrance free. So I don't know about you, but when I don't feel well and I'm nauseous, smells make it so much worse. And especially if you find yourself sleeping next to the toilet on the bathroom floor, it's great not to be surrounded by those nasty smells and fumes and everything else that we don't want to have to deal with when we're already feeling gross as it is. So this is fantastic. It's bleach free, it's alcohol free, and it really does disinfect. And yeah, it's one of our favorites. We use this all the time in our house. And like I said, it's a natural alternative to Clorox wipes, which if you've seen some of my posts about Clorox wipes and Lysol, they actually negatively impact our kids' development and brain health and skills and learning. And it's pretty crazy. So this is a safe alternative. I actually sent it to Holly's class this year instead of the typical Lysol, Clorox wipes, whatever that are requested. So that all in all is what to do before, during, and after a flu bug attacks. And it's worked for us. And what I want to do too is, you know, if you're in the midst of this or you're preparing for when it probably will happen, unfortunately, let's say not. We're going to say it's not going to happen, but if it does, and you're preparing and you're ordering these products, if you order any of these, I want to throw in a free probiotic for you. Just because these are awesome to take every single day, but even better when there's something coming on and you want to really fight that right up front. So like I said, so if you order any of these products this month, I'm going to be including a free Optiflora in there for you as well, just because, like I said, I love it and it's amazing. If you have any questions, then please comment them below this video after it's posted. And I'm going to be downloading this, so I will have an uploadable, shareable link to YouTube once I get all that done that you can share with your friends and family, especially your kids, friends, parents, who are probably also dealing with these things. This virus is very powerful, it moves very fast, and we know that it spreads very quickly. And can take out a lot of people at once. So let's share the word that there are options and that are safe and that really, really do work. I hope you guys have a great day. It's December and it's raining here today, which is super weird. Lots of leaves. I feel bad. Our neighbor raked our yard the other day, and I'm pretty sure the same tree just dropped the rest of its leaves. Sad day. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you don't get the stomach bug, but if you do, I hope you guys utilize these tools that I've shared with you today and feel better faster. Take care, friends.